just be honest. Don't say something behind my back. Whether you like Katt or not, he's not going to talk behind your back. However he feels about you, that's how he feels about you. Now, he did say one thing. He talked about Ricky Smiley, and he talked about when Ricky Smiley went on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp's podcast, which is a great podcast, especially for, I know I'm a white guy, but for my demographics, and I'll get into that in a minute, what Katt said about me, but for my demographics, Club Shay Shay, I'd rather go on Club Shay Shay than Joe Rogan. Even though, okay, I got to get into I got to unpack this podcast because Katt made a comment where he said, why you think Gary Owen, who's a white guy, has been doing stand-up for 25 years, hasn't crossed over. And when he said it, I was like, wait a minute, was that a good thing or bad thing? And I literally had to go to Twitter and start asking people, was I catching strays or what was that? And they was like, no, they were saying you haven't sold your soul. That's why you haven't crossed over. You've been consistently you, and that's why you haven't, quote unquote, crossed over. So I was like, oh, okay, that made sense. Now, I'm not going to get into it, but I've been, I was in an awkward situation one time where I can't say for 100% this person was trying to make me do something, casting couch type deal, but it felt like it. And I was like, is this that point where I've always heard, would you suck a dick for $1 million? And I was thinking to myself, and I was in this office in this room going, well, this is I'm about to answer this question. And the answer was no, I wouldn't. So now I listen, I can't say for 100% that's where it was going, but it felt like it. It felt like it. You got to be in the room to feel it. And I was like, oh, this dude is really coming on to me. Like, this is happening in real life. And the dude did it, and he'll always remain nameless. I think he was feeling me out. Like, is this dude? And this was years ago. I was young in the game, but I was just like, wait a minute, is this happening right now? I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I made sure I made it very clear I like women. I'm not going that route. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm not gonna get into it, but I was wondering. I was like, ooh, is this happening to me right now in real life? So I think Katt was saying I haven't sold my soul, and that's why I haven't.
All right, man. I'm gonna play the audio of Gary Owens speaking on Katt Williams. If I forget to play the audio, man, my bad, but I shouldn't. It's snowing out here. I was about to go back to the hood. Still might, man. I got some things on the floor tonight. I kind of want to cancel this snowing and shit. It ain't snowing hard, but it's cold. It's cold. But you know how it be. But yeah, man. So kind of some things went under the radar in Katt Williams' interview because of some names. And one of the things he said, one of the reasons why Gary Owens hadn't crossed over is because he didn't do the backdooria thing in my Corey Holcomb voice. He didn't sell his backside, all right? So Gary Owens, he got a YouTube channel. We kind of talked about his, he married a black woman and she divorced him because of infidelity. And, when you're dealing with dudes, that's in that, the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of women only really mess with 20% of the guys. And that's why a lot of the 20% of the guys are the ones producing the most babies. I think it's a law of attraction. It's kind of like, how can I put it? It's kind of like Primal, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like how the lioness only really want to procreate with the most dominant lion in the pack. You see, he got like 4 different lions that he procreating with. So I think it's more primal, and I don't think it's intentional. I just think it's instinctual that they do that. Now I might speak about that in another channel on my Free Game 89 channel. I think it's just more primal with them, but nonetheless, they get mad when they want to deal with dudes with money, and certain dudes, they get mad because they have options. And she got mad, and a woman could turn their kids against them. I'm gonna speak on all this, bro. They could turn their kids against them and everything. And I know dudes that went through that. Got custody of their kids, and their kids still show allegiance to their mother. And we talked about how he went to go see his kid and had to sneak and go watch and see his kid work at the pool. Because the mother said he cheated, he broke up the family. But women don't ever tell you what they did, how they push dudes away. And I tell you this, man, I hear married women from time to time speak about their husbands, dog. If you hear the conversations that they have about their husbands and how they dog their husbands out behind closed doors, because you don't hear men dogging out women like that real quick, you'll never get married, bro. The nicest women, you see people that be in the nicest relationships, bro, marriage is it got to be the right person. I wouldn't get married unless I was older, and it had to have we had to be financially helping each other out. Real talk. We had to be business partners. We got to be best friends. We got to be doing something together. It just can't be for the sake of love. It got to be it got to be my best friend. It got to be a lot of boxes checked. Like, I can't be with nobody that I ain't cool with. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't generally like hanging around with you, dog, you can't even come to my crib, bro. As a dude or a woman, or as a co-worker, confidant, I don't play those games. But nonetheless, he basically got up there and said that, what Katt Williams said was true. That he tried to cover it up, but he said somebody, tried to get him on the casting couch to, do some things. And he was like, no. And not everybody gonna do that. Real talk, not everybody is gonna do that. Now, some people say, you got some people that want to be on that bad, and they gonna do it. So it's a lot of emphasis on women selling themselves in Hollywood. Maybe because many years ago it was so far-fetched that it was so taboo about 20, 30 years ago about homosexuality, especially with dudes and even with women. And now to see, dudes in Hollywood, and I've been hearing these stories for years. I know people in the industry. I know people that know people in the industry. And that's what you choose to do. That's your right. But don't turn around and then play victim. You chose that. Now, if they strong arms you and did, then again, but should nobody have to get into an industry because they sold themselves? They physically or sold themselves. But that's just the way it is. And the thing about it is, once you do those things, the wise people know, and the people that got integrity know that it don't stop there. They know that it don't stop there. You say, well, what do you mean it doesn't stop there? It doesn't stop there because, situations, okay, I do this, I do you this favor, I get this, and then maybe this be the last thing you get. Maybe you gotta do it again. Or maybe they're gonna come ask you to do it again. Or when they ask you to do something, you don't do it, then they release stories about you. And that's how you hear all these smear campaigns about people. All of a sudden you hear with Jonathan Majors, he might have went left, and then they say go right this time. He like, no, I ain't going right, and they took everything from him. That could be the case. So once you sell yourself, one day that ticket got to be cashed in. That's just the fact of the matter. One day you got to cash that in. One day they gonna want you to do something. You gonna be like, I'm tired, and they gonna throw you up under the pen. Well, I ain't doing this no more. I got this much money. I ain't got to answer to the gatekeepers no more. Elon Musk, they start smearing Elon Musk. He got all this money, and they start smearing Elon Musk. Start leaking stuff about him when he's about to do this and that and third with Twitter or X now. So you got to understand, man, no matter how much money you get, you can't beat the powers that be. They can give it, they can take it. So when you sell your soul, it's just not where you sell yourself, you got to do it again, or they going to hold something over your head. And Gary Owens like, I'm good. I ain't got to be the biggest. Look at Kevin Hart. He did all that, whatever he did to get on. But when it came to hosting the Grammys, guess what they held against him? Some tweets he made from years ago. They always gonna have something over your head. And and some people be in predicaments like, damn, I ain't got nothing at the crib. Why you think people go out and rob and sell themselves? It's a survival. That's why I say, man, I tell people, you never know what you're gonna do, bro. You never know what you're capable of. You think people that killed off, did crimes or killed off impulse and off emotion, when they walk in and see their husbands cheating with another woman, or they walk in and see their wife cheating with another man, and they just lose it. Come on, man, get over. I'm letting you over. Come on, man, you be slow out here. I'm being nice today. They lose it. You like, I didn't know I was capable of that. You know what I'm saying? This is why they tell people to make sure you get your emotions in check. And you mentally put yourself through certain scenarios so you can be prepared like a test. And that's just the way of the world, man. You don't know what you're capable of, man, especially until you get mature. You done seen some things. And the people that go through that crime of passion, they call it, man, that mean they love. They like, I can never believe he did this, or I can never believe she did, and you trusted that person. It's like your best friend doing some whole ass shit. You trusted that person. You're like, damn, I ain't see that coming. And that's why you see people turn cold. That's why you see people turn into Scrooges. And you got deaths, and people start questioning religion and higher beings, and all life will beat you down and make you a hard individual. And the people that make it through life, that's not hard individuals, you know what I'm saying? They special type of people that still be able to have joy and happiness. And people with money still become hard individuals. And I think people that have that joy and happiness, I think they find some type of, they got close-knit families and they got kids that they enjoy watching. They living for something. Nieces and nephews and all that type of stuff, So yeah, it's a wicked world out here, man. But yeah, once you sell yourself, listen to me. Once you sell yourself, you know what I'm saying? And this is why women bodies are temples. Once you sell yourself, bro, it don't stop there. That mental shit that you be on, it's mental hurdles and demons that you fight and stuff of that nature. And that hurts in relationship too, man, when you trust somebody and you find out you can't even trust them. Man, people got to be considerate, man. It's a wicked world out here, man. And when you sell your back door, you do all that to sell your body to get something, it don't stop there. That mental trauma is always gonna be with you. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. And shout out to people that stand for something, or at least sell themselves off at a high price. A lot of people be selling themselves out for extra role in booty call, or to be an extra crackhead in Friday or something like that, man. If you gonna sell yourself, then hey, it is what it is. But we seen a whole bunch of people in Hollywood that's not talented, that got high positions in Hollywood. You know what they did. And we know a whole bunch of people that's been on the lower end of the circuit, that's funny as hell, that's talented. You see some great actors on Tubies or some low budget movies, like, damn, why they ain't get put on? It ain't a popularity contest. It ain't a contest about talent. It's all about who you know, what you're willing to do. So it is what it is, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the music entertainment playlist, hit the link tree, find me on Spotify, Anchor, Spotify for podcasters, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Kick, Twitch, obviously YouTube, Facebook, the whole nine, Instagram. Appreciate the love and support. All that's in the link tree. Want to donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that's there. Peace.